Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. Pleased to be joined by Luke Campbell of Brighton Boys Cross Country. How's it going?
I'm doing great. How about you?
Good, man. I know Cass Benton went pretty well for everybody. I know not the result that you guys were looking for, but obviously it's a precursor to what the rest of the year is going to be like for you guys.
Yeah, for sure. It's always when you got a double duel and it's, not just us Northville who are, two well-established programs, but Canton's on the come up too. And you got guys competing. There's going to be emotions, whether you win or you lose. And they got the best of us, but we competed and we're moving on. But it was definitely um, a day where we got to see kind of what we're made of.
Do you feel like just with the success that you yourself are having this year, what does it mean to just have just having the year that you're having right now?
I mean, ever since I was an eighth grader, I've dreamed of leading this team and on multiple levels. But obviously, one of those levels is, running and sharing that with Tyler and some of the other guys. It's been awesome. It's a lot of the work. I put in a lot of work and a lot of miles in for a very long time, and it wasn't working in cross country for a while, but it seems like some things are clicking. And I just got to remain humble and keep working and keep competing with my teammates.
I know that you're also one of the four captains of the team, and if you want to know the three others, you can just scroll through the channel. We've had all of them on. Tyler Langley, Bodie Cooper, and Ian Cox, and then of course you, Luke. What was that like to be named one of the captains of the team?
It's an honor. I mean, it's probably one of the greatest privileges I've had of my high school years. I was I was a captain junior year, and continuing that senior year has taught me so much. I mean, I wouldn't say I have to be a captain to be a leader, but it's um it's opened some doors for me, and I just love building a relationship with every single guy on the team and trying to make an impact on them every day. And I just have a lot of fun doing it.
Yeah. This is kind of like a family affair for you, and I'm like, of course, your two older brothers, of course, ran for Brighton, won state
Mm-hmm.
championships, all that, and of course, and I know you were part of those teams too. But what is it like? Because it's your senior year. That's kind of the end of an era for your family.
Yeah, Dan's first year was 2016. Um, so it'll be eight. Elsie will have 8 years of Campbell's, and actually the funny thing is Elsie's first year of being a head coach was Dan's first year. So it's really, Campbell's throughout his entire career of being a head coach. So I've definitely spent a lot of time thinking about it, and I'm trying to leave everything out there and trying to leave the legacy strong. You know.
Yeah. I mean, of course, if I'm not mistaken, both your brothers were on state championship winning teams, and
Yeah.
I know you were as well. What is that like for you to kind of, something that you all share?
I mean, you know, the 21 state title, which is well, in 19 I was in middle school, but I still felt like I was a part of it because Dan and Jack, Dan Race and Jack was an alternate. I still feel like I was such a part of it. Those guys are my best friends, but um, in 21 I was an alternate, but it has been the greatest moment of my high school career. Just so emotional. We worked so hard for that, and for it to pay off was it was remarkable.
Yeah. How often do you ask them for like advice or like how to do this, how to do that? I know the three of you are from knowing you all these years. I know the three of you are very, very close. What's that like to have?
I really think that the relationship that we have is pretty pretty rare in my opinion. We're extremely close. We're best friends. Like I genuinely say that. I'm closer to them than anyone. But I do ask them for advice, and I got to watch Jack front row seats, and I've talked to Dan. We've had so many. Me and Dan probably had hours of conversations about what we can do to better both of our teams because he's a senior at Hope College,
Yeah.
so we love talking about cross country and impacting people and stuff.
Yeah, for those of you who do not know, Hope College is on the west side of the state of Michigan, around the Grand Rapids area. So, for people that might not be familiar, and if you're watching from another state, so I know that also, it's also kind of like you just kind of mentioned it. It's like, you one of you has been a part of all of Elsie's years since he took over as head coach. What is that? I mean, what's that like to just, for him to be able to coach all of you and to be able to come away with come away on state title winning teams?
I mean, Elsie, I have so much respect for Elsie, and I know my brothers do too. And I have a athletic background, and he's the best coach I've ever had. And I think he likes us, I think he likes us, but we definitely like him, and we will miss him. But we'll stay in contact, and yeah, I couldn't ask for a better coach.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you've ever met him, one of the nicest men you will ever meet.
Yeah,
One of the best coaches out there. And his story is kind of unique as well. But that's for another podcast though. So going into a race, if you watched, I know you watched the interviews with the other captains, but what do you eat before? What do you eat the night before a race?
I don't overthink it too much. If I can have chicken Alfredo, that's awesome. But I my parents are great. They provide dinner, and whatever it's on the table, I'm gonna eat it. And I just try to stay away from junk food and get good sleep, and you know, eat a bar 45 minutes before the race, and focus on the 15, 16 minutes I'll be out on the course.
Task at hand. Are you like what are you like before race? How do you mentally get ready?
I would say on the bus ride, I love listening to music. I love that country music, but
Yeah, we know.
but I'm not like a huge like pump up guy. Because when I'm at the course, I like to really be present. One of my goals is to kind of interact with every one of my teammates, whether it's a small interaction or if it's, we're joking around for 15 minutes on the warm up. But I like to really try to be present and take it all in.
That's awesome. I was just gonna ask what's on your playlist there, Luke. It's like the thing is, yes, we have the same last name. We are not related in any way, but knowing these three as long as I have, they love their country music.
It's true.
What do we listen to there, bud?
So I mean, I'm a country music fanatic, so I like country music from all eras, and you can find different stuff in each era. That's great. Probably my favorite. I don't know if you've you know who Alan Jackson is.
Yeah, I know exactly who that is. Yeah.
Yeah, huge '90s country artist. I love his stuff.
I was born in the '90s, there, buddy.
Yeah, no, some good country music was in the '90s, in my opinion. So
yeah, I mean, it is true. You got the George Strait, Brooks and Dunn.
Oh yeah,
that's some good stuff.
Very good. Yeah, that's some of my favorite.
Absolutely, man. I know there's still a lot of season left, and it's like, oh, there's not many races left, but there still is.
Yeah.
But to battle it out and to get another championship, what do you guys feel like you have to do to get it done? I know it's a very simple question, but it's a complicated question too.
Yeah, I mean, you don't don't get that state championship without blood, sweat, and tears, you know. And sometimes you can do everything right, and you don't end up getting first. I mean, we got third last year. But all we can do is, focus on what we can control. And what we can control is that we're going to be present at practice. We're going to try to do the workout to its best ability, try to get the purpose in. And then, do the little things right, and build a relationship with each other that can't be broken, even when you're 2.5 miles in a race and you're hurting more than ever, you know?
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's get to know you a little bit, Luke. Even though I know a ton of, I've known you for a long time. Let's. Do you have any running superstitions?
I feel like I don't, to be honest with you. I'm not someone who's very superstitious. I used to when I used to play football, I used to like not brush my teeth before the game and wear my socks inside out, but I don't do that anymore.
Yeah, as Vermin Supreme always says, don't forget, always brush your teeth. Um, People, if you know, you know. So, let's see. Oh, geez. Yeah, I made a Vermin Supreme joke, and I can't think anymore. Favorite sports team, even though I already know what it is.
Well, I love Penn State and I love the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah,
But to be honest with you, my favorite, the more I get into high school, I just love watching Brighton sports. I love Brighton soccer. I'll watch hockey and football and basketball.
yeah.
And obviously Brighton cross country is my favorite.
Well, you're a part of it though, too.
Yeah, I know, but if there's a meet going on and I was injured, I'd think about it the night before like crazy. I love Brighton sports, and I love cross country.
Yeah, yeah. It's yeah. As many times as many meets and games that I've been at over my many years of going to sporting events, it's a fun event. It's especially here and around the Livingston County area.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. What is something people do not know about you, Luke?
I can be pretty social, so I feel like
What would
okay,
let me rephrase this. What is something that the audience would never guess about you?
would never guess about me.
Or like an interesting fact about you?
Well, an interesting fact: I can spin a basketball on my finger.
Yeah, that would qualify as interesting.
But to answer on a deeper level, something that not everyone might know is that I care about them. So I want everyone to know that I care about them.
Absolutely. All right. All right, Luke. Thank you so much for coming on and talking with us, and best of luck the rest of the season. We're going to definitely have you on again sometime.
Thank you very much.